Guys, Coach will open the comment and then we'll open it up for questions.
Well, you know, I really think that was a, heck of a game. I think that you got to give our players a lot of credit for the way they competed in the game. They obviously overcame a lot of adversity in the game. 2 pick sixes, for them. Gave up some big plays on defense, but our players just kept battling back, in the game. We gave ourselves an opportunity to tie the game. We had a chance to get the ball back at the end of the game. I really feel that it was pretty unfair play at the end of the game. They substituted the punter as a wide receiver, so we put the punt team in, and then when the quarterback was still in there, we tried to put the defense back in. I thought they should have given us a little more time to substitute and get Watto out as a returner. We get called 12 guys on the field, so that was very disappointing. We're responsible for that as coaches, but it was a very unusual circumstance, to say the least. And I think, sometimes when you have those, that they should be viewed that way. The disappointing thing to me is, we came here with the idea that we needed to play with a lot of discipline, not get a lot of penalties, do a great job of executing and doing our job on a consistent basis, people holding and being accountable so that we can get the kind of execution that we'd like to get, and people make decisions through their discipline that's going to put the team first and help the team enhance the team's chances of being successful. And I don't think we did that great. We got way too many penalties, put ourselves in a lot of bad situations. Certainly moved the ball well enough, struggled in the red zone a little bit. Obviously, when you got the ball on the 2-yard line and you throw a pick 6 and they go back 98 yards, that's a huge play in the game. And but we still battled back even after that. But we just didn't play well enough. You got to give their team a lot of credit because they fought back and did a great job in the game as well. So it's very, very disappointing. I know our fans are disappointed, but I can promise you that our players are disappointed, and we're all very, very disappointed. And it's my responsibility to get our team to do these things better, and that certainly will be the goal in the future.
Nick, what did the officials tell you at the end of the half that allowed them to get a field goal off with 1 second?
Well, I don't know if I should tell you that, but the guy beside me said they won't be able to get it off anyway. And they waited and waited and waited and wound the clock, and the guy snapped the ball and kicked it, and they said it was good. So I think you can snap the ball with a second to go in a game, but whether they did or didn't, that's not my judgment.
What did you think about the way Mac Jones played today?
I thought Mac played, really well. I mean, we had 550 yards of offense. I thought the offensive line did a great job of blocking. We had great balance. We were able to run the ball effectively in the game and threw it and made some big plays. And we struggled in the red zone a bit, and I think that was the difference in the game. But the 2 picks for touchdowns, I mean, those are the kind of plays that you never want to happen, and I'm sure Mac wishes he had those back, but he was actually pressured pretty good on the one down on the goal line and had to get rid of the ball. So, but I thought overall he did a really, really good job in the game.
Let's talk about Jalen Waddle and the performance he had today, returning kicks and making touchdowns.
Well, we wanted to do the return that he scored a touchdown on. The plan was to do the boundary return once and do the field return the next one. We did the boundary return a second time and got blowed up. So then the third one we did the field return and he broke it. And, he's a dynamic returner. He's got great speed. Reads the blocks well, understands how to hit these things so that you can make big plays, and that was obviously a big play in the game.
Nick, for those of us that don't know the nuances of special team substitution rules, you said it was a highly unusual circumstance on the play where you got the substitution with a minute left. Can you just walk us through a little bit of that, why it was so unusual?
Well, when somebody puts the punter in, you usually put the punt return team in. Okay, so punter came in, but he came in to play wide receiver. Okay, so as soon as we see the guy going on the field, we put the punt return team in. So, but then they were just staying in a formation, I think probably, just to let the clock run down and probably call timeout or take a penalty to get as much time off the clock as possible. But then when we saw the quarterback was behind center, which they can quick kick as well, which they did earlier in the game, you know, we tried to put the defense back on, and we didn't have any problem subbing anybody, but Watto was deep. He was a little late getting off. We were trying to get his attention to get him off, and he didn't get off fast enough, so he was the 12th guy that they penalized us for. But they did sub, so they should give us time to sub in those situations, and whether they did or didn't, I mean, it's not my call.
How different was the offense game plan today?
I'm sorry?
How did you adjust the offense today?
I don't think a lot. You know, I think that we definitely, we're not going to put the game on Mac in terms of just throwing the ball over the yard. And we wanted to have balance in the offense. I think Stark did a great job of that. You know, so we moved the ball well enough on offense to win the game. Obviously, you can't give the other team 14 points. That's a problem. But, you know, we didn't make the plays when we needed to make them in the last drive. You know, we got the ball down there and did a penalty. So instead of being first and 9 at the 9, we're back at the 15-yard line, and now it's more difficult. And then we missed the field goal, so to tie the game.
For the first time in a long time now, you're not probably going to be playing for a national championship. How do you adjust the goals going forward?
Well, I think the lesson to be learned here today is some of the things that I talked about. You know, how important it is to be a disciplined team, how important it is to be accountable and people do their job. And, you know, everybody's got to make decisions that are going to enhance the team's chance of being successful. And whether you slap a guy in the head or you rough the quarterback, or we don't snap the ball when we're supposed to, so we get 5 false starts. You know, all those things to me are things that we need to have more discipline so that we can execute those. And I'm not criticizing anyone. I'm basically making the point that these are lessons to be learned. And when you play against good teams, that's when those things bite you. Because now you've got more to overcome than, you know, when you play somebody that's not as good as you and you just beat them because you're better than them, those things don't matter as much.
Offense had consistently had trouble moving the ball against good teams. Did they do anything different tonight, or was this lack of execution on your defense?
We didn't play the run very well, obviously, and to be honest with you, I kept asking the question, is why are they spitting that run? And based on the defense that we called and the defense we were in, I thought we should be good. Quarterback pulled the ball, you know, down and scored a touchdown when the guy that had the quarterback didn't take him. All right, so it was a combination that I can't really put my finger on right now relative to the execution, but somebody wasn't in their gap. Somebody didn't do their responsibility. You know, we gave up a big play right before the half, you know, but, you know, Patrick did a good job, and he's done a good job for us all year, and he's got beat. You know, we're playing man-to-man, and he got beat. So, but got to be able to stop the run better and create situations where you make them throw it so you have more chances to make plays on third down.
What do you say to Joseph after a play like that? I mean, obviously trying to make the kick. I mean, when he goes through something like that?
Well, I don't think anybody feels any worse than Joe does about missing the kick. I mean, he works hard. He's a very conscientious guy. He's done a great job for us this year and taken over. You know, I mean, nobody feels worse than him. And we all feel bad, and we all should. We all should. I should feel bad that we didn't do a better job with our team. And, you know, the players, it's okay for them to feel bad too, because we didn't play as well as I hoped that we would. And Joe's play is just one play. One play doesn't win or lose the game. There were a lot of other plays in the game that put us in the situation that we were in. So, and I know nobody feels worse about it than Joe. He's, you know, a great young man.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
All right, thank you all.
Guys, we're going to clear out.